Hi everyone, I'm Matt. So we're looking at some New York mysteries, UFOs, creatures, who knows. Let's have a look.
May 23rd, 1997, the Catskill Mountains of New York, and Doug Pridgeon is filming his friends around a fire. It's a Friday night, and they're camped out for a nearby music festival, but they are not alone.
Are we filming now?
We're filming.
Okay, over here.
Is that enough?
In the background of the footage, a shape emerges between the trees. It appears to be a small bipedal creature that proceeds to climb and swing from the branches. Look again, especially at that swinging motion.
This is not a dude in a suit. There's no way a person could imitate that kind of motion
I'm assuming he's meaning Spider-Man there.
up in a tree. Most of those branches probably couldn't even support an adult human male's weight.
It's hard to get scale though, from that distance. It's hard to see how big or small it actually
It has
is.
to be an ape of some sort. I think that is a Sasquatch doing baby Sasquatch stuff up in a tree.
How do you make that leap from seeing something so grainy and barely recognizable to saying it's a baby Sasquatch?
While reported sightings of young Sasquatch-like primates are rare, they do exist, including one story from British Columbia that dates all the way back to the 1800s.
The story goes that on the Trans-Canadian Railroad, the railroad workers saw a juvenile Sasquatch, even though they didn't call it that because the word didn't exist yet. They hit it with a rock, knocked it out, and basically captured it. People came and looked at it. A couple newspaper accounts depict how big it was, how tall it was. It wouldn't eat this, it would eat that, and then it disappears. Some people think that they are going to ship it back to the UK, and it died in transit, and they threw it overboard. Dr. Grover Krantz suggested that perhaps P.T. Barnum bought it because it was around that time that Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy became part of the traveling circus for P.T. Barnum.
Right, so dog-faced boy, right, it's just a condition where somebody grows and their hair just grows out the face. You know, grows out of places that hair doesn't tend to grow, right? I don't know, hair grows on faces because it's got a beard. But you know what I mean? Like over here, and it's just really hairy. And there's conditions and there's cases like that where that's the case. So what they hit with the rock wasn't a baby Sasquatch. It was just a kid with a hair condition.
Merrickman also believes that if you look closely, you can actually...
I mean, poor kid. He's born with a condition like that. And then you get chased down and hit with a rock and then paraded around in front of the newspapers. And then supposedly you die on a ship in transit and thrown overboard.
see a potential mama Sasquatch in this footage.
Right there. Look at that. It's moving. It just moved back that direction. One of the most common misconceptions about Bigfoot.
Yeah, because Bigfoot, that elusive, that what we're going to do, we're going to make sure we're not seen by humans. So what we're going to do, we're going to swing around in a tree 20 feet away from about 100 people camped out waiting for a festival.
Is that it is an individual, but it's not true. They clearly reproduce as any normal animal would.
Yeah, and normal animals die, and you usually find their bones. So you can't say they do what normal animals do, but then on the other side of it, you've got no evidence that they even exist.
And right here,
And that's probably just a person in the background, by the way.
this is the proof of that. We have
Not the proof of anything.
a larger one down below and a juvenile up in a tree.
So you got a kid in a tree, and you got his parents to say, "Get out of that pissing tree."
Many Sasquatch researchers believe the reason juvenile Bigfoot sightings are so rarely documented may be the same reason you've probably never seen a baby pigeon or a baby squirrel. The mothers of these animals secretly protect their young offspring.
That is a good point, actually. I don't think I've ever seen a baby squirrel. And where I live, there's quite a lot of grey squirrels. No red squirrels anymore. Very rare. Yeah, they're a dying breed in the UK, red squirrels.
In secluded nests or shelters until the moment they are big and strong enough to reveal themselves to the outside world. Let's see if this potential baby Bigfoot is ready to reveal himself to our experts.
I always keep an open mind, except for when there's ridiculous claims made on no evidence.
Some question if this could possibly be a human child swinging on these branches.
The problem is humans, for all their agility, don't have the capability to cavort around amongst the branches of a tree as the individual that I witnessed in this film. That points to...
Oh, well, yes, human kids do. I mean, my daughter's 4-year-old, and she's always swinging from bloody trees at nursery. So kids can swing around in trees because, you know, they're quite wiry. They look like little monkeys, basically. That's why you call little kids, your little monkey. So they do have that. But at the same time, you can't really see anything from this video to infer what you're actually seeing.
At least the infant being something other than human.
So, if it's not human, what about a small bear?
You can't even see legs or anything. It just looks like something swinging in the breeze.
Infant bears
Could be a brush.
are known to climb trees, but Meldrum says this creature's anatomy is much closer to an ape's.
Its limb proportions aren't that different from a small chimpanzee. Either what we're looking at is something like a chimpanzee infant, or it is a young Sasquatch.
Can you see any limbs? I can't.
Private investigator Steve Culls was one of the first people to investigate this mysterious video.
We had to confirm, and we did with the property owner, that they did not allow any animals whatsoever on the property because of insurance purposes. I did make calls around to see if there was any escapes from zoos or medical laboratories, and there weren't.
We checked with wild.
Not sure a medical lab would tell you, oh shit, yeah, we had a monkey filled with rage and it escaped. But that's a callback to 28 days later, by the way.
Wildlife biologist Stephanie Manka to see if she could shed any light on this potential primate.
So based on primate behavior, I would expect the young to be closer to the adult because primates, they tend to have fewer young, and the young tend to stay around the mother for a long period of time. I wouldn't expect it to be so far away from the mother in the trees. And I highly doubt that a mother with its young would bring it so close to people at an event like a music festival where there is a lot of noise and a lot of people there.
In fact, it is this behavior that makes Manka disagree with Meldrum on the potential identity of.
I mean, also, have you noticed the camera angle? The cameras, I mean, the person that it's supposedly filming is barely in shot in the bottom right hand side, but they've made sure that whatever's swinging in the background is completely central in shot, which I find a little bit suspicious.
Creatures.
With bears, they
I could just be inferring anything there, to be honest.
love to scavenge on human foods. And in fact, a festival like this could even attract bears because they could realize that there's a lot of free food around for them to scavenge. Black bears can easily climb trees, and often moms will encourage their cubs to go up trees to protect them from predators. I think it's most likely a bear cub that's swinging in these branches and not a primate.
Our verdict? Unidentified animal. Manka thinks the creature's behavior says bear cub, while Meldrum thinks its limb proportions mean primate. Seems like the only thing our experts can agree on is that whatever this thing is, it certainly isn't human.
But the thing is, for me on that one, I couldn't make out any limbs. Could you? Let me know what you think. I could not make out any limbs. I couldn't even tell that it was a creature. The only thing that you're inferring it's a creature is because something's swinging. But it's not like it was swinging. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. It's not like it was swinging where you could see legs kicking out and things, or an arm reaching out. So, yeah. I've no idea what it was, but I'm a million miles away from saying it's a baby Sasquatch.
15th, 2021. Hamid Vitalis is walking along the Brooklyn Promenade on his way to work at his freestyle rap channel. When he looks out over the Manhattan skyline, whips out his phone, and captures this.
And I'm over here on the promenade looking at some going on. And when I looked at the phone, I saw 3 dots. So I looked up in the sky. I said, hold up, wait a minute. They were basically sitting in a solid pyramid formation.
3 orbs of light hover in the sky. They appear to be stationary. Then a plane appears from the left, passing across the sky toward the orbs.
And right when that plane came...
Well, to be fair, it said toward the orbs, but you couldn't really tell whether the plane passing was anywhere near them. Because if you see lights in the sky, sometimes you don't have that depth perception to say one object is a lot closer or a lot further away. So it might look like the plane's passing its close by on its path, but it could be bloody 20 miles away.
That's when they started darting off. Yo, where'd they go? And only one stayed, and then the one darted off right in my face. And also I was like, well, hold up. Wait a minute.
Would they not just be stars, and then they start fading away because there's cloud cover?
What did I just witness, y'all?
Let's play that back, zoomed in and slowed down. The 3 orbs form a triangle. They seem to hover right over Manhattan.
To be fair, form a triangle. If you've got 3 dots of light in the sky, no matter how far apart they are, they're always going to form some sort of triangle.
As a plane, those small moving lights approaches them from below. And 2 vanish in an instant.
Where the lights go? Yo, where'd they go?
And then the 3rd slowly dims away.
The video doesn't show him disappearing though, because he's all over the freaking place.
Why would UFOs be so attracted to the flavor New York is delivering?
Some people believe UFOs...
That is a tash. That is a tash and a half.
Go
Reminds me of Monopoly.
to where all the action is because they pick up on the energy. Well, like moths, you know, they're attracted to the light.
UFO sightings doubled in New York City in 2020. One theory is that in the pandemic, people were taking the time to check out the night sky. The other obvious reason could be that UFOs come here to observe more frequently when our planet is in crisis. Our experts
Well, they should be all over the frigging place at the minute then.
are in a New York state of mind. Let's see what they think. Mark D'Antonio says Hamet's video's metadata is consistent with camera phones. He thinks it's authentic and unaltered, but he doesn't see anything special in their shape.
Well, any 3 points makes a triangle. So if
Yes. What I said, my man.
you see 3 objects in the sky, you're always going to see some form of triangle.
D'Antonio quickly runs through what he thinks the orbs could and couldn't be.
If they were helicopters, then we would expect them to have their own recognition lights. They don't. Now, could they be drones? I don't believe that's what we're looking at.
I think even private use drones still need... Is it the blinking lights for regulations? They don't look like drones. Plus, drones would have to be quite big to show up on a camera phone from that distance, I should imagine.
You'll notice that they're also really, really orange. What I see
Lanterns? Maybe? Chinese lanterns?
is what could be a classic case of a sky lantern.
Our aviation analyst Tim McMillan has a very different idea about what they are.
I think the biggest
Aliens.
problem with them being sky lanterns is the fact that
They don't seem to be moving. And it'd be hard to maintain the stationary distance between the 3 points if there was lanterns.
how bright they appear to be.
McMillan thinks the bright lights from the big city would drown out those from a drone or a sky lantern. He believes the answer is just a matter of perspective.
It's extremely difficult to judge a distance, height, altitude of aircraft. And when you're just looking at a couple of bright lights in the sky, it's even more difficult.
There were flights arriving at New York's LaGuardia Airport roughly every 10 minutes that night. And McMillan wonders if these are landing lights that are much farther apart than they appear.
Oftentimes,
Yeah, actually that's possible. I think I've said it on another video. For where I live, there's like a Winter Hill, where the big massive pole is for television transmission, I think. But you always see a white light coming over the hill, and it's like a bright white light, and it's coming towards us. But then at the last minute, it'll sort of turn off, and that's because Manchester Airport is just sort of to the south of me. So, and it's going towards the airport. But if anyone just sort of spots it, they'll go, oh, look at that bright, brilliant white light over the mountain range. Mountain range, it's Winter Hill. You know what I mean? So I can understand that. This might just be 3 planes coming in for landing, to be honest. And they disappear. They do disappear sometimes when it turns. And you can see sometimes the navigation lights. Other times it sort of looks like it disappears, but they don't.
You can see these lights up to 100 miles away. And so I think we're looking at here is a series of aircraft that are coming in on an approach to the airport there with their landing lights on. It's giving this illusion that they're in this triangular pattern, or because they're at different altitudes as they're coming in.
There are over 3,000 flights in and out of New York City airports most days, and if these are 3 planes, they are probably about 5 miles apart from each other as they approach for landing. Their lights would easily be visible from Brooklyn. But how could they seem to disappear?
It may actually be that the aircraft have turned and banked, so they're no longer facing them directly.
Both D'Antonio and McMillan are pretty confident about their conclusions, but we're going to go with McMillan. Planes are far brighter and more numerous than sky lanterns over New York. Hamid is shooting a video for his rap channel most nights, so if he discovers any more freestyle in UFOs, we'll drop the knowledge right here.
My word. Yeah, I agree. I think they are aircraft, to be honest.
It's an overcast evening in 2018, just after Christmas in New York City, a place that's seen it all. But as one resident is walking to work in Brooklyn that night, he spots something even the most jaded New Yorker can't ignore.
Those socks.
Yo! Do y'all see this?
The man pulls out his phone and records what appears to be a pulsing blue light in the airspace just above the city. The giant glow turns the entire sky around it an eerie shade of blue.
Yo, my heart is beating like see my heart.
The onlooker can barely keep it together as he talks to his girlfriend, who also can't believe what she's seeing.
What is that? Right away, I'm looking for cars. Have you got any cars that stopped other people looking up at the sky?
Yo, I gotta call Leroy and tell him to see this.
This sighting has a disconcerting similarity.
There's a bloke down there with a camera in the same direction, so maybe.
To other incidents of immense bluish glows in the night sky around the world, like this one in Latvia in 2015, or this.
Is that not coming from a concert or something, though? That looks like it's coming from the ground.
This one in France in 2021. The proliferation of videos like these have helped fuel a widely debunked apocalyptic theory. Journalist MJ Banias explains.
There's a theory that exists out there called the electromagnetic plasma changeover event. The EMCO, as it's come to be known, is where there will be some sort of cataclysmic occurrence where the poles of the planet will switch places. So the South Pole will become the North Pole. Our entire magnetic field that surrounds our planet will be thrown into chaos.
That's supposed to be due any time. Does it happen every quarter of a million years? 250,000 years or so when it's supposed to be due. I saw something this morning. I'm going to have to dig it out. Something about the Earth's tilt is tilted by another couple of degrees or something like that, which shouldn't happen.
Life on this planet would end as we know it.
Some who believe in IMCO think that when Earth's magnetic field is down during the switch, portals of cataclysmic plasma will open up in the sky. And these videos are a sign of those portals trying to open.
Look at this. Look at that.
We have this belief that one of the stages of the apocalypse are these mysterious portals that open up and they unleash plasma onto the world.
Thing is, which apocalypse? There's been about 15 million of them predicted. 2012, the year, the Y2K bug, plagues, pestilence, alien invasions. Even Jeremy Corbell's come out and said, I don't know if you've seen it, the really sensational video where he's doing an interview and the guy's like, do you really want me to tell you the lie the government's going to tell people? Do you want me to say it on camera? With the music going. And I thought, just give it a rest. Don't just either spit it out or keep it to yourself. But the lie he said apparently is that the government are going to come out and say there's going to be an alien spacecraft racing towards the Earth and it's supposed to be in 2027. And then lo and behold, you see on the news that there's an interstellar object entering our solar system, and it's going to pass by Mars in the next couple of years. Strangely enough.
And as the theory goes, this plasma is blue in color.
Now, Earth's magnetic poles do regularly switch about every 200,000 years.
I know some stuff.
But there's
I was off by 50,000 years, like.
evidence these blue lights have any connection to that, not to mention plasma portals. So what is causing these sightings around the world? Time for our experts to illuminate us.
But
Mick West believes the videos are connected, but for a different reason.
There's obviously something in common going on here. And I think...
Go on, Mick. Go on, Mick. Balloons.
What's in common between these blue lights is they're all caused by electrical faults. Because when a transformer blows up, an arc of electricity makes this very, very bright arc of blue light.
In fact, there is
Yeah. Possible.
of such an event on the night of the video from New York City.
There was a fire at a transformer station over in Queens. So that explains exactly what we're seeing here. And if you line up this view, you will see that that's where the transformer station actually is, just a bit over the horizon. And it's lighting up the clouds just above it.
So
yeah, I think he's right. I think he's 100% on point.
how does an electrical reaction on the ground cause such a display in the sky? According to atmospheric sciences professor Deanna Hentz, the cloud conditions on these particular nights plays a significant role.
This kind of solid sheet of cloud would be known as stratus clouds. They're very reflective. It's exceedingly common that these kinds of low clouds will reflect the either ambient or point light sources that are underneath them.
The low stratus clouds also greatly amplify the eerie glow of these explosions.
It's not like a mirror where you get a very crisp, clean reflection. Instead, things are reflecting off of millions of tiny little drops. And the result of that is that will actually spread the light out in this very diffuse way to be able to be seen from a distance.
So, our verdict. All of these videos from around the world are the result of transformer explosions on the ground. There is not, in fact, an impending plasma apocalypse. So don't worry. If the world ends tomorrow, it will be for some other reason.
It will be because of an alien invasion in 2027. Jeremy Corbell told you so. The last one, yeah, I mean, I thought it was something ground-based. That was like a concert, or I think Mick West, yeah. On another video, and I think someone pulled me out in the comments about it, you know, about me calling out Mick West. I just think sometimes Mick West, yeah, he's grounded, very, very grounded. But there's times where he will completely negate the fact that it could be something NHI, otherworldly. And always say, if it's possible, it's a prosaic explanation, then it's a prosaic explanation. He's right on this one. Yeah, these were interesting. Let me know what you think. Do the usual. Subscribe, comment, like. I'll do none of those things. And I'll just thank you for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next one.